Hello Flosstube, my name's Amy Michelle and this is my channel Amy M Makes, mostly about cross stitch, but I also have knitting and crochet to share with you in most of my videos, and I do today as well. I have, in terms of cross stitch, I have some fully finished objects, some finishes, some works in progress, a tiny bit of plans with some haul scattered throughout. I found a couple of really fun finds at a thrift store recently that I'm excited to share with you. And then for knitting, I have a pair of socks that I finished, and I have a crochet blanket that I've been working on for years that I've been making some progress on over the past month. I don't know if you watched my last Flosstube. If you did, thank you so much. And also a huge thank you to those of you who downloaded my first pattern. It was very fun to make, very fun to stitch. I hope that you are enjoying it as well if you downloaded it. A big thank you. Also a huge thank you. A couple of people even left like a tip or whatever, which is very unnecessary but much appreciated. So thank you so much if that was you. And yeah, I'm just really excited that people seem to enjoy it, like it, think it's cute. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on, maybe during the whips or the plans. Yeah, just a big thank you for all of you who've been so kind and encouraging and thought my pattern was cute. So I guess I can show you, let me find it. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about. I designed this as a thank you, Merry Christmas, for all of you who watch, subscribe, like, and comment. I just appreciate all of you so very much. So I thought I would do a freebie as my first pattern to say thank you. I have all the details on the last Flosstube, which I think is, let me look at the number 8. So that's got all the details on this one. I'm doing a stitch along called Beary Christmas. What is the hashtag? I'll put it in the box below. Beary Xmas Sal, Beary Xmas SAL. If you want to participate stitching anything bear themed for the months of November and December, I'd love to see Beary projects. And I have I found, sorry, I'm having like word moment. I found a pattern in the Christmas issue of Just Cross Stitch, this latest issue. So I'll show that later on in the video, but just a big thank you. If you're new, if you've just recently found me, I'm thrilled that you are here. If you're returning, I'm also thrilled that you're here. I'm so thankful for this sweet little community of all of you amazing cross-stitching buddies. It's been really fun to get to meet you, to get to chat with you in the comments, to know that you're finding things that I do that are helpful for you, that are maybe also helpful for me. You've given me tips in the comments that I appreciate, that I have definitely leaned into and really enjoyed working through some of your insights and your advice. I appreciate that as well. If like, there's a like from Southern California, so you'll probably get some likes. But if there is anything that you have a question about, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you have, or if I've missed something that you want to know more about, just let me know in the comments below and I will answer them. So with that, I think that's all the things that I wanted to mention at the beginning. We'll head into finishes first, and then works in progress, and then knitting and crochet. I have 2 fully finished objects to share with you today. The first one is a pattern that I designed, and I accidentally gave you a little sneak peek last Flosstube, but it is finished and it's ready for you to download if you would like to do so. I had fun designing this one as well, and I had a lot of fun stitching it. It's a very simple, straightforward, no back stitching, no specialty stitches, all straight cross stitch. And I stitched it on 14 count white Aida that I got at Hobby Lobby because I thought that would be easy to find, easy to get, straightforward. You could put it on whatever fabric you want to, but I just thought white would be cute for this. I used 6 colors of DMC, 3 pinks, a light, a medium, and a dark, and a light blue and a dark blue. And then there's a little bit of like cream right there on the mittens. So just 6 colors of DMC. And I have this, I'll put the links down below. It's on Gumroad, which is the same place Beary Christmas is available for free. I also put this on Etsy in case you have trouble with Gumroad or just prefer Etsy. I thought that was, you know, easy for everybody to get either place. So it's on Gumroad and Etsy. And I finished it with a sign from Ollie's. I'll put a picture here of what the sign looked like. And then I just glued some mat board, some fabric around some mat board. And then I found this cute, I don't think it's picking up on camera, but it's an iridescent rickrack that I got at Joann's. The fabric, the little blue snowflake fabric, it's a tongue twister for me. The blue snowflake fabric I got at Joann's. They're having a sale. I think it's 50% off, 40 or 50% off their Christmas fabric. And then the ribbon is just a white ribbon that I've had forever, and I've used it for many projects, and just keeps on giving. So anyway, that's Let's Get Cozy. I think that's all there is to say about that one. And then my second fully finished object is Merry Christmas. It's upside. It would be helpful if it's right side up. There we go. It's Merry Christmas. It is patterned by Box and Fox on Etsy. I finished this. I got this sign at a thrift store. I'll put a picture here of what it looked like before. And I just glued same mat board. And I had this lace trim from Hobby Lobby. I've had it forever and used it on a bunch of projects. I think it's super cute. And then I have this from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy, this little cute green trim that I glued on. I just glued it all together. And I think back here, this fabric came from Joann's a long time ago, maybe like 6 months ago or so. And then this one came from Hobby Lobby. And I stitched everything with the called for, except I changed the snowflakes and the little snowballs to Blanc instead of, it called for 3827 and I used Blanc. And I stitched this on 16 count Parchment Aida by Zweigart. I started stitching this on October 20th and I finished it on November 7th. So just a quick stitch. And I think that's all to say about this one. So those are my 2 fully finished items. Oh, in case you're curious, the Let's Get Cozy finished, it's 98 stitches wide by 77 stitches high. So it's a cute, both were cute small projects. And then the next things that I have for finishes are not fully finished, but they're finished stitching. So the first stitch that I have finished to share with you today is Boo's Hisses and Cross Stitches by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and I'll put a picture of the pattern here. It was their October freebie Friday, I got that wrong. Free Stitch Friday. And a lot of you let me know that I hadn't missed it. That was the first one that they done, so thank you for letting me know that I hadn't missed any. And here is my finish. Sorry, I think I mentioned in the last Flosstube or 2 ago that I'm not a huge fan of ironing, so they're not ironed. They will be ironed as I fully finish them, but that is my Boo's Hisses and cross stitches. This is a really cute stitch. I really enjoyed stitching this one. It is on, I'm looking at my notes because I don't remember. It is on 32 count Stormy Night Belfast linen, and I will put the colors that I used in the description box. I changed a good amount of them just because it was easier for me to find those flosses. I started stitching it October 9th and I finished it October 29th. And again, that is Boos, Hisses, and cross stitches. And I have everything I need to fully finish it. I just haven't had the time to fully finish it yet. So I will get to it. I'm not quite as motivated because Halloween is past, but we'll see. Maybe I'll have this fully finished for the next Flosstube that I do. Is there any other information? The linen is from Zweigart. I really enjoyed stitching. This was the first time I stitched on 32 count linen and I really enjoyed it. I also like stitching on 16 count Aida, which is like the equivalent, you know. I feel like it's a good size for me. I don't have to do, like my eyes don't get tired. I do need my little readers, my glasses for stitching on linen. Doesn't matter what count it is, I need my glasses to make sure I'm going in the right spot. But there is Boos, Hisses, and cross stitches. And the next one is Patriotic Quaker by Primrose Cottage stitches as well. I know that a lot of people have stitched this one, are stitching it, or I've just seen it a lot of places. I pulled it out during the election here from the US. For those of you who aren't from the US, maybe it was just me. I feel like it wasn't just me. It was a stressful season. I'm not going to get into politics, don't worry, but it was just a stressful season. And so it was nice to pull out something patriotic during that time. I didn't think I'd get it finished, but I did. I stitched this on 14 count white Aida that I coffee and tea dyed. Again, sorry, there's hoop marks, but there are. I stitched this with Blanc for the white, DMC 930, 931, and 932. So I got a light, medium, and dark blue. And then I used Weeks Dye Works Cayenne for the red. So that is Patriotic Quaker. And I'm so excited. When I was at the thrift store, I found something. I found this cute little chessboard for, I think, what did I write? Less than $2. So this cute little board was less than $2. There's like a stain right there, but that doesn't matter because I'm gonna put the Patriotic Quaker on there. I'm gonna fully finish it on this little chessboard. So checkerboard, I was so excited to find this guy for a couple bucks, less than a couple bucks. So that is how I will fully finish Patriotic Quaker. Again, I'm not super enthusiastic to finish it right now just because it's November and this definitely feels like a July stitch to me. But yeah, I was really happy to get this one finished. So that is it for the fully finishes and the finishes that I have. And next we will move into works in progress. The first work in progress that I have to share with you today is Shabby Home, and I don't know how to say this. Cuore e Baticuore? I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. But this is the pattern, and I started working on this back in 2020, I think. So it's my oldest work in progress that I have. And I will put a picture here of where this was the last time you saw it. And then let me get my board and my stitching. here is where it is currently. Oh, my board's too small. That's it. So I mostly did the E and a couple of the flowers around the E. So that is Shabby Home. I think the fabric is a 16 count, I think it's called black chalkboard. Let me see if I have my notes. One moment, please. Usually I have notes. Yes, 16 count black chocolate Ada. That's what that is. 16 count black chocolate Ada. And it's getting close. I know I have like the tiniest margin. I think I have like an inch on both sides. So it's making me nervous. Any of you that have worked with very narrow margins, let me know. Let me know I'm not alone. that it will work out. I'm sure it will. I've measured and remeasured and measured again, and I should be fine. It's just gonna have these little bitty margins. But yeah, if you've stitched something with small margins, any tips or tricks, let me know. The colors are Blanc for the white. It's kind of my go-to when it's white. And then Chopped Chives from Classic Colorworks for the green. And then Crushed Pineapple for the light yellow from Classic Colorworks. And then from Weeks Dye Works, the darker yellow is Whiskey. So those are the colors for Shabby Home. That is my first work in progress. The next one is Noel Heart by River Drift House. I worked on this just a little bit. I will put a picture of where it was last time you saw it here. And this is where it's at now. So I just worked on a little bit of the motifs down here. So that is Noel Heart. They're really fun and quick to do. I like stitching this one. I mean, I like stitching them all. The Shabby Home has a lot of fill-in, which is kind of nice sometimes, but it's good to have a mix. I like having a mix. So that is Noel Heart. All the called for colors, they're all DMCs, and this is on, look at my fabric. Did I write it down? 14 count Vintage Smoky White Ada by Zweigart. I started this one. Oh, this is another old one. No, I didn't. I kitted this up in 2020, and I started it just recently. So I had this kitted up in 2020. But just never pulled it out to start stitching on it. So that's Noel Heart. Next is Tart Tin Snowflakes by Stony Creek. And I've got just 2 done. I finished two of the snowflakes. And thank you, I forget who it was, so sorry, I forget. Someone had said I had white beads and I had pewter beads, and they recommended, or they, voted for pewter beads, and I think they're really cute. I like how those are turning out with the white and the pewter beads on this one. They're really fun. These are going to be Christmas gifts, so if you're family and you're watching, you're going to be getting this. And I am stitching these on a 14 count Driftwood Yorkshire Ada fabric by Zweigart. The thread, or the floss, excuse me, is Classic Colorworks Snowball. I could have just used DMC Blanc, and I probably should have. I thought the Snowball would have like some more variegation or something, but it doesn't really. So I would, if I'm doing it over again, I would just do Blanc, I think. So I'm using this Snowball because I have it. But the beads, the pewter beads, are Mill Hill. Let me have the number. It is 03008 is the number for the pewter Mill Hill beads. And these are really fun. They take me, I don't know, like I can finish one in a day. less than a day. So that's good because I've got 4 more to do for Christmas gifts. And then my last work in progress is Give Thanks by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I'll put the picture here. It's the November Free Stitch Friday. And this is my progress. I'm changing all the colors. I will put the colors in the description below of the colors that I'm using. I just pulled from my stash. I know my ghost is not quite right for the season, but it's the closest I have to like a fall. And it works. He's cute. I can extend it a little bit. So that is Give Thanks, my progress. And this is another one of the finds that I'm super excited about at the thrift store, same thrift store. I found this cute little wagon. Isn't that adorable? So I'm gonna make this into a pillow, and I'm gonna put the little pillow in the little wagon. I thought that was so cute. This one was $5.99, so more than I would normally spend, but I just thought it was super cute to have in there. And put a little pumpkin in there would be adorable. So I was really excited to find that. And then the only other thing that will be working on, or that I have been working on, I should say, is I'm doing another design that has been really fun. It's a Christmassy one. It's will probably be ready by the next time I do a Flosstube. So in another like 2 weeks from now, there will be another pattern coming out. So that's been fun to stitch. And then my other plan, one moment, get my okay, zipper, sorry. I'm gonna stitch this bear from the Just Christmas. I think I mentioned this at the beginning of the video. I'm gonna stitch this cute little bear. This is Merry Christmas. I will probably change the colors, but just because I'll use what I have in my stash. I'm not sure. I'm debating doing pinks, like changing his scarf and the Merry Christmas to be pinks. Let me know, what would you do? And in the comments below, because they have like these like pink Christmas trees, and I thought that would go cute. Would you leave him classic Christmas colors, or would you change it to pink? Let me know. Vote below. Would you have him pink or red? And then I found at Ollie's this little tree. How much was it? $3.99 for this little wood tree. So I think I'm gonna stitch the bear and then do a flat finish and put him on the tree, I think. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe pink would be cute because I like pink. But so upstairs pink would go, and downstairs, if I put this downstairs, red would match better. So let me know what you think below. But yeah, that is my other plan, is to work on this bear. For the Beary Xmas Sal, which I mentioned, for November and December, stitch any bear themed, join along, put the hashtag, tag me on Instagram, amymmakes on Instagram as well as YouTube. And so there you go. That is my works in progress and a little plan. Oops. Tree down. And then if that's all you want to see, you don't want to see knitting or crochet, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you and your time, and I'm just so grateful for you. I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks stitching, and if you are so inclined, leave me a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I love connecting with you in the comments. And if you want to see knitting and crochet, excuse me, if you want to see knitting and crochet, that's coming up next. I just have one knitting project to share with you today, and that is a pair of socks that I finished. These are the Business Casual Socks by Tanis Fiber Arts. I finished these for my husband, who we've thankfully learned has been enjoying hand knit socks, which is great because I love knitting hand knit socks, and I have plenty for myself that I've knit over the years, and so it's fun to have another person to knit socks for. So these are the Business Casual Socks by Tana's Fiber Arts, like I said. I knit them in Knit Picks Stroll Tonal in the color Thunderhead. Is that right? Yes, Thunderhead. I started knitting these September 8th and I finished them November 14th, so just a couple of days ago. And they were really fun, and I really like this yarn. It's nice and soft, but not too soft, you know, like hopefully it won't pill too much or get funky. But it was a really fun cable design. I really liked the pattern. Very well written and straightforward. The only thing I wasn't sure, there was a transition, like when you get to the foot of the sock, which I think that's where I was the last time you saw this. I think I had one sock done and I had the foot left to go of the second sock. But yeah, I wasn't quite sure on the transition, but it went fine. So it was a little bit tricky to understand what I was supposed to do and how I was supposed to transition, like the second to the last repeat. But yeah, I was able to figure it out okay. So other than that, it was very simple and straightforward and a well-written pattern. So I would definitely recommend the pattern. I think I knit these on a size US 2. I think that's my size. On Flosstube, I'm looking for the number 8. I give more details too, so you can look back there in case if you wanted to see where they were the last time. Flosstube 8 was where I talked about these. And then the only other project I have is a crochet, for knitting and crochet, the only other project I've been working on is what is it called? Random Stripe Blanket. I will put the link for the pattern below for the website. And I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this because this thing is massive. But I've been really enjoying crocheting this guy. So here's the Random Stripe Blanket. I'm making it nice and big. My husband's like 6'4"-ish. And so I want to make it nice and wide and nice and long for him, because most of the blankets, like most your average blanket, is pretty short for him. And so I like trying to make blankets that work well for him. So it'll be a family blanket for sure, but it's fun to work on. It is all just double crochet. So I think I'm gonna look at my notes. I bet this is the episode of looking at my notes. My brain doesn't remember all the things, so I write them down. I did a chain of 180, how many? 182, I chained 182, and then it's just double crocheting across, and then at the ends I chain 2, but I don't count that as a double crochet. I just chain 2 and then go in the very next stitch. And I am using an 5.5 millimeter clover hook for this one. And a tip that I learned, you probably already know this if you crochet. I didn't. And so when I started this, I had a friend tell me to put stitch markers on the first and last stitch, because if I don't do that, my crochet goes whoop, or then it goes whoop. And so by putting a stitch marker at the beginning and end of the row, I know exactly, okay, that's where I start and that's where I stop. And so it stays, got ends to weave in. It stays straight. So that's my tip for I guess whoever is interested, but it helps me greatly. This uses a random stripe generator, which unfortunately is not online anymore. They took the site down, but the website that I'll have linked in the description box below, I think, put how many stripes like, I think she put, or they, sorry, they put on their website their stripe pattern, I think. But you really could just kind of pick your own stripe pattern to be whatever you want it to be. I am on, I don't know, I think since the last time you saw this, I've probably done like 20 or something rows. And I've been working on this since who knows how long. Since who knows how long. Yeah, I don't think I wrote it down. A couple years. I've been working on it a couple years. And the colors are, I love this yarn by Hobby Lobby, and it is in the color Linen and the color Walnut. So those are my two colors, Linen and Walnut. And that is it for knitting and crochet. If you have, like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I'd be thrilled to answer them. Thank you so very much for spending time with me. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I think I'll be back after Thanksgiving in the US Thanksgiving. So I hope you have a wonderful time celebrating, and let me know maybe in the comments. So what are the things I'd love to know? Tips for narrow margins. If the polar bear from Polar Bear Wishes from Just Cross Stitch magazine should be pink or red. And then maybe what are you thankful for? I am thankful for getting to be in Pennsylvania. I mentioned we're from California, and I really am thankful for our time there, but our family has just been loving being in Pennsylvania. And so it's getting colder, and we all four of us in our family love chilly weather, and so we're thankful for the chilly weather lately in our time here. I'm also thankful for each and every one of you who've subscribed, left a like or a comment, who's simply just watched the video. I'm beyond thankful. I'm thankful for you guys downloading Beary Christmas and stitching along with me for so many things. I could go on, but I appreciate you, and I would love to know what is something that you are thankful for, grateful for in the comments below. It's always nice to have like a spirit of Thanksgiving, right? No matter when it is, but especially this time of year, it's fun to share what we're thankful for. So with that, I will let you go. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next one.